What's going on, sports fans? Coming at you with another video. Today, we're going to talk about the championship games. They are set. You have the Washington Commanders going to the Philadelphia Eagles and the Buffalo Bills going to the Kansas City Chiefs slash refs. But let's talk about these games. This is going to be my first take. It's Monday, it's the day right after the divisional rounds. So things will change throughout the week. We got to worry about Jalen Hurts. How serious is his injury? They played it down yesterday at the end of the game. And then Buffalo, we got to worry about them going into Kansas City. Are they going to be able to deal with that environment plus what the Texans had to deal with the shoddy calls? I mean, I read an article this morning. The head of the NFL officiating committee came out and said, "Oh, according to the rules, the refs called a good game in that game against the Texans and the Chiefs." And I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. According to the rules, you're gonna go with that. How many games this weekend were there no calls? I'm just throwing it out there, guys. There's so many theories out there. Oh, that the league is rigged. That they wanted a three-peat. They want Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl because there'll be more viewership. But we'll get into that later. Right now, I want to just X's and O's football about these games coming up. So, in my opinion, the Eagles and the Commanders, they split the series this year, 1-1. Jaden Daniels is playing lights out right now. That defense is going to be hard for the Eagles, especially if Hurts does, have an injury. Because if you watched that game yesterday, I know a lot of people were accounting the weather aspect, and they were saying, "Oh, that's because this, that's because that." Hurts didn't really run too much towards the end of the game, if you notice that. I mean, yeah, you got Barkley back there, so you don't really got it. I mean, he cut off some really good runs yesterday, and that is one thing that Washington is going to have to stop. They are not going to be able to sit back with a single high safety and let him run all over them, or they'll lose. It's that simple. You have to stop the for the Commanders to win. They have to stop the Eagles' run and put the game in Jalen Hurts' hands. And also, Jaden Daniels is not going to he's not going to be able to have a subpar game. You don't want him to commit turnovers, and he hasn't done it. I mean, he's been really good with the ball so far this year in the playoffs and in the regular season. So, and again, I don't think the atmosphere is too big for him. And again, it'd be cool if the Commanders win, be the first time that a rookie quarterback won a championship game and go to the Super Bowl. They haven't been to the Super Bowl, I believe, in 31 years or 34 years, something like that. And guess who they played? The Buffalo Bills, and they beat the Bills. That's when the Bills went on that, you could say awesome, but also heartbreaking four-time appearance in the Super Bowl and losing all four. And again, that was the last time, the Bills, they haven't been to the Super Bowl since then. So would that be a great Super Bowl? In my opinion, it would. The Commanders versus the Buffalo Bills. You got the Bills going in, going, "Hey, can we break the curse? Can we break the curse of four?" You've got the Commanders going in, if they were to get in, "Hey, can we do this with a rookie quarterback, with a second year owner, with a first year head coach, with a first year offensive coordinator in this scheme?" Cliff Kingsbury. Again, I still think he would be great for the Jacksonville Jaguars, but that's just my opinion, and that's for another video that I'm going to do today about the coaching interviews in the playoffs. So we'll talk about that as well. But I want to stick with these games, and then let's go over to the AFC side. You got the Kansas City Chiefs slash refs versus the Buffalo Bills in Arrowhead Stadium, and I can tell you right now that stadium's going to be rocking. I think the decibel level in that stadium can get up to 130.6, something like that. Now, we do know that the Bills beat Kansas City earlier this year, but that was in Buffalo. So this is going to be a different environment. I really like what Buffalo did last night against the Ravens. They stopped the run, which everybody's like, "Oh, they got a small offense or defense. They're not going to be able to stop the run." Well, they held King Henry under 100 yards, and I honestly don't know what Harbaugh was thinking, having Lamar throw what was it, over 40 times. I just I don't understand it. You beat the Pittsburgh Steelers with King Henry running all over the field, and then you go into Buffalo, a cold weather game. There was snow, there was flurries, there was ice on the field, and you throw the ball that many times. I mean, yes, it came down to a drop pass in the end zone on a 2-point conversion, but still, what was he thinking? Yeah, they were stopping the run, but history has proven that King Henry gets better as the game goes on. He doesn't tire. He gets stronger and he gets more yards. He's more powerful as the game goes on. And you can equate that, to the defense getting tired. But I don't understand what happened there. But then Buffalo on the other side, they pretty much took the ball out of Allen's hands passing wise, and boom, they ran the ball. They ran it. Allen ran it. So is that going to be the formula? And their defense, is their defense going to be able to stop Kansas City in the championship game? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I believe they match up really well together. It has been proven that you can run on the Chiefs defense. I mean, they've got a stout defense, but their offense really took a backpedal this year. Kelsey's getting up there in age, as you could tell in this past game. He's not as fast coming out of the break, and he's not as fast running the ball when he catches it. So if you lock him down, and I know they got Hopkins, so it's gonna be interesting. Um, but again, the key factor going into Kansas City, Buffalo's going to have to realize, that defensive line is going to have to realize you get anywhere within a 5 foot radius of Mahomes' personal bubble, you're going to get a flag. Hands down, you're going to get a flag. Now, they'll probably, when it comes to these kind of games, especially AFC, NFC championship games and the Super Bowl, the officiating crews aren't the same. They have this scoring system in the NFL where the better officials in their position, they go and create crews for these games. So we'll have to see. I don't think they've released who the official is for this game yet. So that is one thing we're really going to want to look into. That is really something that the Buffalo Bills need to pay attention to, because D'Amico Ryans for the Houston Texans came out and said, "Hey, we knew we were going to play against everybody, and I mean everybody." That was his shot at shot across the bow at the NFL, saying, "Hey, we knew going into this game we were going to get some really cruddy calls from the officials." And I don't care what the officials say, that they come out, the head of the officials, "Oh, according to the book, it was a clean officiated game." Do you even listen to your fans? And this is why I've been saying it, and I will keep saying it. The NFL needs full-time officials. You can't have part-time. You are at what, 10, $12 billion a year uh, company, and you can't fork out the money. Are the owners really that cheap that they're like, "No, we're just going to stick with the formula we got now, and we're going to complain when we don't get the calls"? You got to fix it, man. But again, when my first take on this, it'll get differ as the week goes by, because more information will come out, health wise, on all the teams, how's Jalen Hurts doing, and all that. So we'll have to wait and see. But it's gonna be good games, y'all. It really is. It's gonna be really good games. And what I love to see, the Commanders and the Buffalo Bills in the Super Bowl, you better believe it. That's who I'm rooting for this weekend. So let me know in the comments, who are you rooting for this weekend? I know 31 fan bases are rooting against the Chiefs, but let me know in the comments down below who you want to see in the Super Bowl. But again, this is my first take, and we'll do more videos about it. So I hope you have a good one. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace!